Hey everybody, Gil here from GTraderPro. On Sunday evening, it's about 5:15 and markets are getting ready to open up in about 45 minutes or so. Last week was a really important week with making new all-time highs in the equity markets on Thursday and followed by a decline Thursday and Friday into what should be some important bottoming between Friday and potentially Monday session, finalizing anything. It may be over, but we could see another bit of early decline on Monday. We'll have to wait and see on that. But either way, this should be very close to a bottom in the four indices, the four equity indices that we use here at GTraderPro. Let's take a look. First, we'll start with the ES, and then we'll go through the remaining markets, and we'll touch on gold and crude. And we'll talk about, obviously, the upcoming week. Got a big week ahead of us here as we go forward into August. We've been talking on our weekly Sunday series about continuing up into July and August, and obviously July was all up. With the exception of the 31st, which was a down day, and of course, first day of August, down. This is the bottoming process. As you may know, if you've been following along on my Sunday previews and weekly wrap-up series here on YouTube, that in the ES, particularly very important levels have been 62.48 and 62.63. If you go back over the last couple of weeks, we've talked quite a bit about these two prices where above these prices, we continue to march and make new all-time highs and grind our way up. And making any test of these two levels, as I've said over the last couple of weeks, any pullback to these levels is very critical. And so we can see here on Friday, indeed, after running up for the last 2 weeks roughly, when the market came back down to test these two very important prices, 62.63, 62.48. The last such occurrence was back here on the 16th. So about 2 weeks ago, the market tested and then ran. So they're coming back to test this very important structural price area of the market. This is make or break. We start closing daily below these two prices, in particular 48. That is really the final straw. If we start closing daily and stay closing daily below these two levels, we could see quite a pullback. Ordinarily, that's not going to happen. This is a bottoming process. Ordinarily, we're going to close above these two prices. You can see what happened on Friday, and then the market spiked down into the low 40s and indeed closed right on 62.63. The market knows about this price. We know about this price, and it's very important. And we can see here back to June 30th where the market took a pause there and thought about it. This is when we really started talking about this particular price. And as we can see, like I said, all of July, the market continued to go up. New highs, higher into the year, are capable and possible. Things really are going to come down in the short term to these two prices. Start closing daily below here. I don't expect that to happen. If it does, it will be fairly substantial in terms of its decline. We could see another 250 to 300 points come off the market. So this is going to be a really important structural area that you see depicted on my daily chart here. If we hold, and normally we're going to mark a bottom and hold these levels, then we're going to bounce back up this week, and we'll start seeing the market grind its way back up to 63, 64, 65, and then very near 6,400. This is what we'll see. So this is a very important development on Friday. The market tested it, closed on it. We'll wait to see how we open here tonight, and very important tomorrow morning's session, how it starts when the cash markets open. Where are we? And as I said, ordinarily, I'm going to look for a bottom and a advance this week, a rally this week off of this bottom. So we should see a multi-day advance. That's what we're looking for, and we're looking for these two key prices to the upside, and then we'll see where we go from there. So we'll take it live one day at a time, and of course we'll make our daily morning brief videos available to our subscribers, as well as our daily GTrade, favorite daily GTrade. Be sure to check those out, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video here this evening. Let's go over to the Nasdaq now. Same setup. Nasdaq has sold off from the Thursday morning all-time high. We pulled back to this critical level. Again, equivalent in the ES. This now is make or break, 22,845 to 850. Our traders know about this price. They've known about this price now for the entire month of July. And here we can see the same conditions in the Nasdaq, holding this level, making new all-time highs. They've come back to test this very important structural price level. What is so important about this price that this becomes now make or break for a sizable decline like the S&P? If we close below this just one day and we can't get back above it, we could see as much as another 1,000 points come off the Nasdaq. That is not normal. What is normal is to hold this price level now, close daily above it, put in a bottom, and begin to advance our way back up to 22,300 to 23,400, maybe a bit more this week. So again, we should see a multi-day advance. It may not be dramatic, but we should normally see a multi-day advance going forward here off of this important bottom. If this is not the bottom, then that bottom is going to come in much, much lower if this level is closed below daily. So Nasdaq traders, Nasdaq watchers, 22,850 is your line in the sand. Very important line in the sand. Let's go to the Russell. Nice sell-off in the Russell. Obviously, all week long, really, they were the early canary. They've been selling off all week long, unlike the Nasdaq and the S&P, which only were down on Thursday or Friday. The Nasdaq topped out on about the 23rd, 22nd area. So this was the top up out here. Now, I'd like to see the Nasdaq, the Russell come down and test 2135, 2136. I'd like to see if it's got a little bit more to the downside here before I get too excited. But again, this index is also putting in a bottom between Thursday, Friday, maybe Monday. We'll see if we get a little bit lower and get down to about another 40 points, give or take. If that happens and they confirm up on this level, then we're going to be looking for longs in the Russell as well. But they've been the weaker market. They took a while to get going to the upside. They were the first to sell off. Small caps, it's always interesting. Small caps typically do move first in a cycle. So when markets top out, a lot of times you're going to see the Russell and the small caps decline first. They have. They'll also generally bottom. Let's see what happens. I'm going to watch the Russell, not necessarily trade it actively early in the week. I want to see what they do tonight and tomorrow morning. Ordinarily, again, there's a bottom coming, and we should be looking for a multi-day bounce, just as we are in the Nasdaq and the ES. Last index, let's take a look at the YM, the Dow. A lot of traders like the Dow. It's not, again, we can see that the Dow, like the Russell, these have been the weaker markets on the way up. They really have not done a lot dramatically to take out the old all-time highs. Nothing too significant. And we can see here, like the Russell, they were down all week. Where the Nasdaq and the S&P held up until Thursday, these markets started coming down on Monday. Again, like the Russell and the others, it is bottoming. I want to see, again, it's the weaker market out of the four. It's in line with the Russell. When I go long personally, when we start looking for long trades, when markets bottom out, I like to focus on the stronger markets. And so we'll likely be focused on the Nasdaq and the S&P once we feel good about the bottom. We can see that the Dow sold off all week long like the Russell, unlike the Nasdaq and the S&P. So again, a bottom is at hand. We should see a multi-day advance. A good bottom and a good multi-day advance will take us up pretty nicely here. I'd like to see, again, a normal, healthy Dow would get back up near 45,000. We'll have some work to do. 44,400 would be one of the first levels to get back up to. We closed here at 43.7. We'll see if we can get back up. Again, it's not necessarily at the same make or break type levels as the other two. markets are. So again, I'm really going to be watching the Nasdaq and the ES early on for signs of holding those critical levels. We'll look for that. Again, I'll watch the weaker markets, see if they sell off a little bit more. I would not be surprised to see the Dow and the Russell dip a little bit more, but the Nasdaq and the S&P really unable to. I think that's where the buying interest is going to be. And again, like the others, however, after any further little dip tonight, early on Monday, early in the week, we should see a multi-day advance. This is a very important day coming up to start off the week on Monday. Any downside should be close to being wrapped up, and then a multi-day advance ensues. So there you have it for the indices. Let's talk about gold and crude briefly. Crude was fantastic, by the way, last week. And again, we'll talk about our daily levels channel at Discord, daily levels and daily GTrade. I made gave out prices on Friday morning. 69.40 was the sell level I gave out. Fairly early on Friday morning, noted that 69.40 was the sell level and 67 was support, and therefore the target. We can see that indeed crude came down to near $67, almost exactly to $67. The low was 67.05. So I gave out 69.40 as the sell. The high was 69.58, so 18 ticks above the sell level, and we came up 5 ticks shy of the support level at 67.05. We had some traders do a really fine job shorting and taking advantage of this decline in crude. So if you like crude, come on in and check out things at our daily morning brief and the daily G level trade of the day. So that was crude. It was made for a beautiful, beautiful trade. And we'll see what happens here coming into the week. If we continue to stay below 69.40, I think we get a little bit lower. I like 66.14. And we'll see. We should find some support at 66.14, 66.20 area. So we should see some support there. I would actually be surprised if we didn't get down there. So we'll probably see crude get down and test this level early in the week. And then we'll talk about potential long trades. I don't really want to forecast for the whole week where crude might go. It's going to be very instrumental to hold $66. Worst case scenario, if you've been following me on Sundays, you know 65.15 has been really big to me. 65.15. If that ever fails, we're heading down to $61. We'll have a nice short. We'll have a nice drop. Very important to find support here between $66 and $65.12 this week, if we see that. And then the market should bounce back up to my 69.40, right where we sold off from on Friday. So we'll take a look at that. And again, we'll keep our traders posted in real time on our Discord server. Gold, really looking at a very important level here in gold that they ran up to late on Friday. Gold made for a nice rally. We talked about gold midweek with our members here in Discord. Made some intra-week predictions and forecasts. Said we could buy 33.23 and it would go to 33.97, and there it is. Now, they did better than that on Friday, but this was the target. This was a really nice close. If we can continue to stay above 34.17 in gold and close daily above it, I think we head right on up to the area of the all-time high and test 3,500 this week. So again, two instrumental prices here. 33.97, worst case, we stay above that. Best case, we get up and stay above 34.16. You'd be looking for 3,500 in gold. I think we're going to see that this week. All right. So there's your gold and your crude markets along with the 4 indices. Hope you found the Sunday preview video helpful. Remember, we're at GTraderPro.com. That's our website. If you find the information here in the YouTube video useful, I would invite you to subscribe, like, and follow us here. Also check us out on Facebook. And most importantly, follow us and join us in our Discord server, GTraderPro. It's a completely free server on the public side, and you can check out everything that we offer over there for 2 weeks. Check out our Essential Pass and our live trade room, Operates daily, 2 hours a day. You can check that out for free for 2 weeks. And of course, we offer training on everything that we utilize here at GTraderPro for our technical analysis. So we do provide training courses, and there's more information on that, along with all the other facets to what we do here at GTraderPro.com. Check out the website. It's going to be a really, really good week for us here. We're looking forward to some really exciting trading, some very profitable trading. We had a great week last week. And if you go to our Discord server and check us out, you can look at our daily profit and loss over there in real time, all legit. And again, I welcome you and invite you to come check us out there. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you've had a nice weekend. Let's get ready for what's going to be a very important week this week. And I look forward to seeing you all at some point in time with us. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you soon.